Good evening, Mayor, council members, and fellow residents. My name is Patricia Moran. I'm a librarian by profession and a proud Oxnard resident. The love and respect for my community has motivated me to be here today to share my concerns regarding the future of our library. First, I'd like to acknowledge that I've been honored to serve this city and its residents as children's librarian for the Oxnard Public Library from December 2011 to November of this year. I relocated from Northern California specifically to work with this library and the hardworking families that make up this beautiful city. In graduate school, librarians study the role of the public library and its importance as the only institution that provides free and equitable access to information regardless of one's education, literacy, age, class, race, or gender. After joining the dedicated staff here, I became familiar with the community and immediately recognized the vast need for free access to learning materials and library services, especially Spanish language services and resources. However, this standard of service is not sustainable without adequate resources. The reason why I finally made the decision to leave is because of the lack of support from management in adequately serving the community. What we've always needed at the Oxnard Public Library is 2 dedicated children's librarians, not 1 overworked librarian. Now, because of the long-running lack of support from management, the main branch has 0 children's librarians. In other cities, librarians stay on board for many, many years, but in Oxnard, approximately 8 children's librarians have come and gone with around a decade. After working at OPL for 2 years, I have a much better understanding of why this is. We're all proud to say that we're no longer the only library in the state of California without Wi-Fi. However, what is the use of Wi-Fi when the #1 search engine is filtered on the library's network? Also, the community has been requesting Spanish language computer classes for years, but this hasn't happened due to lack of staff. Why not invest in the people that the city is supposed to serve? The city of Oxnard deserves a library that is responsive to the needs of this community, one that builds bridges between its patrons and its resources, and that develops lifelong learners. I know that all of you support the education and literacy of our community. In the future, please pay much, much closer attention to the management of library resources and services. Lastly, I'd like to express my sincere love for my community here in Oxnard and solidarity with colleagues at the Oxnard Public Library. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Burnham, a quick question about the librarian positions. Were any of those positions early retirees of any kind?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'd have to check. I don't know that offhand.
And is the actual status that we have, I mean, my understanding is that there were 2 librarians that were specific to children and 1 had left, and I know there was, in the last several months, there were a lot of inquiries about that. Is it your understanding that both librarians are gone, not just 1?
Again, Mr. Mayor, I do know that there is a recruitment underway to replace 1 librarian. I don't know if there's 2 that are gone at this time. That's very possible.
Okay. Thank you very much. Elliot Gabriel, to be followed by Lee Cobb.
Hello, Mayor, Council. I think that the last speaker really brings, has shed light on the real problem here in Oxnard, which is the lack of oversight. The lack of accountability, people covering up for each other, as was the case with Burnham in relation to the director of the library.